I mentioned uh, Will Smith's film Uptown Saturday Night getting traction around the, or what I'm putting air quotes, this new, what I see is the low key black exploitation era of all these black films that are being remade. And they made an announcement a few weeks ago that Kevin Hart is supposed to is cast for this remake. It's kind of upsetting to me in a way because I wanted originally this film was supposed to be Will Smith and Denzel Washington, and I was highly anticipating that. And I don't know why this didn't happen because I know that Denzel wanted to make it happen, and I know he even made statements like, "Well, if we're going to do it, we got to hurry up because, we ain't spring chickens. We got to do." But the reality is, if you know the history, and this is what I thought maybe Will Smith was doing, is that when Poitier and Cosby made those films, you know, they were like fucking like 50s and 60s. I bullshit you not. Like, if you get up to, or if you get, let's do it again and listen to the commentary. I forgot the brother's name, but he was or is a college professor, I believe, and he was doing the commentary on the film, and he was talking about there's a scene where Sidney Poitier is jogging. He and Bill Cosby are jogging to catch up with Jimmy Walker, and he was saying, "Hey man, like they're at this specific age when they're doing the scene, and that lets you know how great shape that they were in." So I thought that maybe that's kind of what Will Smith was doing, but then I had this other thought in my mind. It just hit me the other day when I knew that I was going to do this episode. I had this really weird thought in my mind, which was, I wonder if Will Smith thought that he was going to win an Oscar at a certain point, and that it would be a great look to do that film then. So then on the screen you'd have Oscar winner, Denzel, Oscar winner Will, yada yada yada, boom. If that was the case, it was just something that was just on my brain, because I really don't understand why they're not doing that film. And I know I've made mention before, like I don't understand sometimes Will Smith's science on picking films, from freaking The Matrix to some other shit that fucking Man on Fire, to other shit that he's passed on that's gone on to be fucking hits. I'm hoping that you didn't commit to do another Bad Boys film to not do Uptown Saturday Night. I don't get that whole play. I don't know. Sometimes his choices, sometimes they baffle me. I think his mind is fucking the mind of a fucking Einstein genius, on a lot of shit. Metaphysical and, social, economical, and motivational. But when I look at, his choosing patterns on shit, I know that there was a window where he was doing things to try to get Oscars. And I wish that, hold on one second, because my alarm is going off. I wish that, he wasn't doing that at that point in time, because I just think that that's, it's like doing something for money. That's if he's doing, this is just my philosophy, my theories. That's if, he was doing it for Oscars. Concussion. And I've already explained my whole thing on concussion. Go back and go listen to the episodes, folks. I'm not going to repeat it. And the other film, which I didn't see, I think he's Sitting with Death or some shit like that. The one he did with Helen Mirren and I think Michael Ealy or whatever. I got to catch up with that one. But anyway, I'm baffled sometimes with his decisions. Even when I look at Suicide Squad, and I know that his character, has fucking one eye. Like, why did you have to do what you have when you have both your eyes? Like, you should have went real character on that. It's like, I want one eye. I want to look. I remember this was years ago. Eddie Murphy, I think he was on fucking Tonight Show. Might have been the time when like fucking Leno was still on it. And he's like, you know what, man? I would really love to do a Western. With me, Denzel, Will Smith, Keenan, Harvey Wayans, Damon, all of us together like a Magnificent Seven type of thing. And he's like, yo, I got a dead tooth and I spit tobacco and I got one eye and all that shit. And he just really wanted to go character. He really did. There was no ego involved. I just want to just be a filthy, grimy looking character, and it's like, how come you're not really willing to do that sometimes with him? Fucking play a dude with one arm. Like, yo, we know that you have two arms. We know that you really have two eyes. Why can't you play a character and commit to that character? So sometimes it's like, I'm just always just like, huh? Like, why are you trying to be fly in this film? Like, when I was looking at Suicide Squad, the scene when he's walking with his daughter, he's dressed fucking fly with the hat on, the long coat. And I'm like, yo, you should have like one eye, my dude. Like, all right, so dress fly, but then where's the one eye? Like, where's the history on that? It's like, nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it. I would have to say the most, I mean, in my opinion, the deepest characters that he's done to me has been Ali, and when he did portrayed the movie that he did with Jaden, can't remember it right now. Like, I really felt his character, really felt he was, down and out, really felt that film. But I digress. It's as if, like, I don't know what the fuck is up with his choices. Like, I was really like anticipating that. I had like that was like one of those films when I heard it, I was like, God damn, like, I wish I could direct that. And then I was like, damn, if I could direct it, you know what? I could kind of see like a Tyler Perry, but his track record, I don't know. I might even would give it to Spike Lee to direct it. Especially if you're going to shoot it in fucking New York. Superfly, they left Harlem and now they're moving to Atlanta. Tax purposes, I guess. Whatever. I don't know. When I hear these things, I have my own story to this whole shit. And when this film comes out, I'll give you my whole story of what I had around this, but I just don't understand why they're not doing that fucking film. That's history in the fucking make, just to see the both of them. It sells itself like Cosby and Poitier back then. It sold itself. You know, I have no issues with Kevin Hart. But when his name is announced, it's like, okay, yeah, he's going to do the Cosby role, both from Philly, he's going, and it's like, okay, are we getting the snap your fingers Kevin Hart? Because he has a choice now. He could play straight man, he could play the goofy guy. Everybody's seen the goofy guy, and they've got on him for the goofy guy. So his opportunity to play the Poitier straight guy, So it's, who do you get to play the funny guy? And it's one of those, it's the announcement to me, and I'll come back to Kevin Hart. It's one of those things where I said about my casting for Captain Marvel with Brie Larson, and I said some other casting stuff in other episodes. If Brie, I felt that they could have cast a number of other people, actresses. I said, the names are escaping me now. The young lady that's Starbuck from the recent Battlestar. She would have been a great, and she's also on The Flash now. Great Miss Marvel. The young lady from Vikings. She would have made a great Miss Marvel. And I know that she wanted it. She wanted Wonder Woman, and she wanted that fucking part as well. I know that Brie Larson's going to be fucking great in this film, but she has an Oscar that carries certain weight. Maybe not a lot, but she has a pick of the litter when it comes to fucking scripts. Sometimes you're going to get, a certain, number of scripts that you can go, oh, I want to do this. Let's say the film that Jessica Chastain did when she was the gambling film, right? Let's say Brie Larson had her choice to do that film or to do the Avengers. And she decided, okay, I'm not going to do the gambling film. I'm going to do the Avengers. But let's switch it. She goes, I'm going to do the gambling film. The gambling film I can't remember the name. It was a really fucking good film. She's not going to hurt to give somebody else a bump to push their careers. And I bring that up to say, like, I think that they could have chosen two new people. Kevin Hart was the easy sell on this, especially if he's going to portray the Bill Cosby type of character, the loudmouth, fast, comedic guy. If he's going to play, and I know that he's been gearing up. There are two projects. One might have come out on a real indie level that I didn't hear about. It was supposed to come out, I guess, last year, and it didn't. With, I'm spazzing on everybody's name today. Breaking Bad dude. I think he's Kevin Hart plays a caretaker for Heisenberg right now. That's his name. And there's a lot of dramatic food for Kevin Hart that we're going to see. I already mentioned before that film that he did with Stallone and De Niro, that boxing movie, you see what he can do. Then there's another film that he's supposed to be playing a hitman on. I don't know what's in production and what's not. I don't even have the IMDb shit in front of me anyway. So he's, really trying to broaden his, dramatic side. He has it. But it's all about which direction does he want to go. I personally feel like, he's already been signed, so he should play the straight man. Bring in somebody else to play the funny person. And I was wondering who could they get. And I got a guy. I'm going to drop a name. But before I drop this name, for those that are cinephiles, I want to place an image in your head. Remember the scene in Top Gun when Maverick and Goose get the news from the colonel that they're going to Top Gun? Now just imagine that scene when he has them both in the room. He's reading them the riot act, and he's telling them that what's if he's chickened out, and he's like, I can't believe I got to do something that I don't want to do. I got to send you two yokels to Top Gun. Okay, now remember that scene right now. I'm just give you a second. Because the name I'm going to say is kind of reminiscent. When it popped in my head, I said, holy shit. So we're going to take a second. I want you to think that moment of silence so you guys can get that scene in your head. Even if you want to pause this right now, go pull that shit up on YouTube, or if you have it in your collection, go pull that scene up real fast, look at it, and then come back. So this is going to be a moment of silence. Okay. This idea hit me, like I said, last week. And I said, oh my God, this fucking guy would be perfect for this. If this fucking guy can stay out of fucking trouble and keep his nose clean and keep his big mouth shut. The person that Will Smith should consider for the Bill Cosby part in Uptown Saturday Night, the one with the big mouth, Kevin Hart plays the straight man. You cast Tyrese Gibson. Now, for anybody that's seen this film, when I say the name, you think about the original and you think about Tyrese, especially most recently, and you think about his character in Fast and Furious. I said to myself, holy shit. I said, if there's one fucking part that's perfect for that fucking guy, it's that part right there. The only problem is he going to keep it to fucking together to do the fucking part, master the shit, knock it down, and show the other side and be ready to take the next step in his career? All that beefing shit with Dwayne Johnson and all that other shit, this will be the one opportune time that if he were cast in this and he did his fucking thing, the doors will open for him to do other shit. Because when you look at Tyrese's career, it's only Fast and Furious and really small shit. He was a lead in one film, and that didn't really fare too well, to my knowledge. Outside of Baby Boy, we're not talking about Baby Boy. Okay, I'm talking about that film where his son gets kidnapped, basically remade with Jamie Foxx, I guess. Maybe I'm missing something, but and I don't know if it's because he's just hard to deal with or whatever the situation is. I don't know that whole thing, but he hasn't really taken off as he should. And I think that this right here, and he has a really good relationship with Will Smith. I think if they give him that fucking part, man, it will, if the script's good. We're just saying if everything is, if the script is perfect, whatever, it can really catapult him to next level, So there's no more ranting and raving, hopefully, that we've heard from him. But if he can keep his shit together, I think he'd be perfectly cast in that part. But yeah, I don't know. I really wish that, hopefully we'll, I'll get some closure as to why Will Smith didn't do it. I hope it's not to do Bad Boys 2 and Suicide Squad 2, Bad Boys 4, Suicide Squad 89 and Bright 84 and whatever, because, he's already an icon. He didn't need a fucking award to make him an icon. It just is what it is. It's just a fact. So to have him and Denzel on the screen together, it was history in the fucking making. It sold itself. So that's an opportunity that was lost. Will we get it back again? Yeah, but it's still always going to make me, I don't know about anyone else, still going to make me go, damn. They did this film. They should have did the other film. Because you can't do an Uptown Saturday Night, because the whole trilogy is Uptown Saturday Nights. Let's do it again, and it's a piece of the action. You can't have Kevin Hart and whoever else they're going to cast do that one, and then all of a sudden come in, oh yeah, me and Denzel, we're going to do the other ones. It looks cheap. It looks like you got jealous, because he initially had the idea of seeing Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy when they did Life, and actually they were the two people that he was going after initially to do those films. What happened? Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you that. But it is what it is. Que sera, sera. As I say, it's another Will Smith misstep. I do take my hat off to him, though, as I've done before, regarding all of his, the way he's handling himself on social media. The way now he's gotten his wife to be on social media as well. They are basically, in a weird way, because they don't really need it, you know, as far as I'm concerned, they are reinventing themselves on social media, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, just Will doing the motivational speaking, streaming that, you're hearing it come from his mouth, not things that you've seen on YouTube where they use his quotes and they put images over it and stuff like that. You're hearing him, you know, talk about his daily rituals and being commitment and focused and things of that nature. And you're seeing him, just enjoy himself, just have fun going around the world, dancing with Mark Anthony, um, uh, uh, doing a remix of the music video Icon with his son and different things, and seeing him, kick the soccer ball. You're seeing him enjoying, the fruits of his, labor. So I think that's cool. And if anyone that's out there can find solace and envision themselves with that lifestyle, envision themselves wanting to be there, myself included, then jump on that energy, look at his life and refocus, and know that you have to put the work in to get there. Hence, going back to the episode with Amelia that we had, that you guys should go back and listen to. Anyone that's in the, the filmmaking, the biz, or just in general, gotta put in the work, gotta put in the time. I would suggest don't put any time spans on shit, because that's how you let yourself down.